Good morning, folks. Here we are. It is Thursday. We are now in December 3rd. We're nearing the end of our last full week of cells. And as such, now we're going to be trying to go an extra level deeper, try to improve that understanding through some practice and through some comparison. Now, yesterday, I asked you to go through and identify the parts of a cell when they were being compared to the parts of a city or a town. Today, we're going to do that same plan, but now you're going to be doing it yourself for a lab. So let me show you. Now, the idea is still the same thing. It's just we want you to try and see how much further can you push this understanding. So this is our cell analogy lab. And if you take a look, whatever, it's got a space for your name like normal. The purpose is all fancy stuff for education. And then we're down to the directions. All right, this is where it'll be important for you. Today, you will create your own cell analogy. Yesterday, we worked on a practice one for Grant City and its export the widget. We started understanding the widget is a protein. Therefore, the small shops that make the widget are the ribosomes that make the protein. We learned that the Carpenters Union makes the small shops as the nucleolus makes the ribosomes. Today, you will create your own analogy. So, my suggestion is one of the first things you're going to want to do is fill in the chart. Now, the chart is on the second page here. You'll see we have all the organelles listed. Many of their functions are included. For the ones that are not, you will need to fill those in. And you should have them between the analogy page yesterday, your notes from the previous, your project from the one before that. We've spent some time on these. But you're going to need to figure out what you want to compare the organelles to. We did a city yesterday, so you cannot do that. So I made some suggestions down here. Since you cannot do a city analogy, I said, what about a car or a truck? You can probably find a lot of similarities between the different parts. You are not going to need to find all of them. That would be very difficult. Even in a city, quite often, you cannot find all of them. But in a car or truck, a restaurant, a corporation, a business, the government, maybe a sports team, and then a video game system, or maybe just a video game character or setting. Music studios, or a band in particular. And finally, just for those of you who have been here in class, Soup the Turtle. You know, we'll see. Maybe you can. That would be great. Now, you can use one of these suggestions, or you can come up with your own idea. My suggestion for you is when you're trying to decide, think of the organelles, look at the examples, and try to think how many can I match up. Like, for instance, for a car or a truck, you might be able to go, all right, well, for a truck, the vacuole stores stuff, so does the bed of the truck. So those two are kind of like the same thing. All right, the mitochondria is power, that's the engine. You guys get the idea? Like, you just want to kind of mentally go through and think, all right, which one of these can I get the most matches to? And whoever you can get the most matches to, that's probably a good place to start. Now, in order to finish this lab, you really just need to fill out what your choice is on this blank. And then you got to finish this chart. Here are a couple functions that need to be filled in, and then your analogy. What part of your choice does the same job? And I've included kind of a funny little thing down here, and some of it is actually very accurate for the functions of the organelles. Just something to think about. So that's going to be our lab for today. It's not a whole lot. It's just practicing and refining the things that we already went over yesterday. When I see you guys tomorrow, we're going to start talking about what is cell division And how does cell division work? So I hope that helps to make things clear. So once again, you're going to pick one of these or come up with your own. Record that answer here. And then you just want to make those comparisons between what the organelle does normally and what object, what person, what place, what thing in your choice does kind of a similar idea. You need to do 8 out of the 12. So you don't even need to do all of these. You can have 4 of them that you leave blank because I just can't come up with a combo. You can't come up with a good comparison for it. That's fine. All right. With that said, remember, we are coming up on our next test Wednesday of next week. I think that's going to be like December 10th, 9th. So I hope that helps. I hope everyone has a great day, and I can't wait to see you in class.